Hello there. Here's another opportunity to bring you up to speed with developments in the power sector. This is Power Wheel, a production of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, and I am Chinwenwa Anyanwu. You're welcome to the program. The Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, has said progress is being made, especially with the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, in delivering more power infrastructure for incremental electricity supply to Nigerians.
Mr. Fashola disclosed this recently when he briefed newsmen shortly after commissioning 2 units of 100 MVA transformers at the Ejigbo 132 by 33 kV transmission substation of TCN. He said,
"We are making progress one by one. We will knock them off and put them into operation when the civil, mechanical and electromechanical works are all complete, when they pass the safety tests and completion certificates are issued." And as I said, I wish that we could do it by a Big Bang theory. I wish we could do it by a be and it shall be. But it just doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. You have to order this equipment, they have to be shipped, you have to clear them, you have to move them here, you have to prepare, you have to connect, you have to install, you have to dig, you have to lay the plinth, the foundation. That's just what it takes. But one by one, we now have the equipment. The President is giving us this budgetary support. The containers that have been trapped in the port have been cleared. We have support from customs and so on and so forth. So moving them across, getting them to site, as they finish one after the other, we will operationalize them.
The minister mentioned the various projects that have been completed by TCN and put into use, noting that
they have told them once they complete operationalize, we're not about the ceremonies, we're about the efficiencies and the service. But this gives me an opportunity to come to another community that is close to my heart in Ejigbo, to see KBC and the chairman, and so all is good. This is it. We've got a clear roadmap, and we've got the wind behind our sail. We have full momentum, and we're on the go.
The traditional ruler of Ejigbo, Oba Maruf Adekunle Adisa Ojoola, appreciated TCN for upgrading the Ejigbo substation as he expressed his delight.
What I would say, I'll give them 100% assurance. Nobody would stop in this my community with my son here. Yes, and I'm happy today. Today is a good day for us as well. But what I want from NEPA, prepaid meter, prepaid meter, so that everybody in Ejigbo will pay their due to the NEPA. So we are asking you to give us more light so that more business will come to the town.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria has commenced the training of 310 engineers in the independent system operations subsector to acquaint them with modern skills and strategies to effectively and responsibly operate the rapidly growing Nigerian power grid.
The Managing Director, CEO, TCN, Usman Gur Mohammed, represented by the head ISO, Engineer Mamman Jimo Lawal, who declared the training open in Oshogbo, Osun State, explained that because the power industry was growing at a fast rate, the requirements of grid management was also evolving.
What constituted the traditional role of the classical system operator is fast giving way.
He added that with the industry being highly regulated, commercial considerations in the industry were taking center stage, with stakeholders striving to protect and promote their interests by making more services available.
You can no longer use the rule of thumb in grid management. It is unacceptable. We have the legal documents which tend to guide the way we conduct the affairs of the independent system operator. We must be strictly guided by the provisions thereof. And I make bold to say, dear colleagues, that there will be no excuse for failure. And it doesn't appear any of us here is prepared to fail. On this note, I welcome you to this training program. And on this account also, I wish to declare the program open. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Ifeanyi Ezeukwu, the Executive Director of Human Resources and Corporate Services at TCN, who was represented by the General Manager, HR and CM, TSP, Mr. Justin Dodo, urged the engineers to make the best of the program as it has taken a lot to organize.
The training itself is supposed to dwell on teamwork and leadership. I see leaders here, leaders of tomorrow. We are using this opportunity to inculcate in you the traits of good leadership so that eventually, because leadership is all about influence. Wherever you are, you should be able to influence somebody to do what you want him to do. So as you're rising up, in this industry, you are rising into positions of influence. So you can get people to do what you want them to do. And that is the idea, that we have a goal, a common goal, we have an objective. You should be able to tell the next person under you to do, even though he doesn't believe in that objective, but you can be able to influence the person to do what you want him to do. With these few remarks, I want to believe that the content of the training, I believe, is rich.
The Assistant General Manager, Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition, SCADA, Engineer Dekoyejo Shobande, who represented the General Manager, National Control Center, NCC, Oshogbo, Engineer Kingsley Osuoha, had earlier welcomed participants to Oshogbo.
I want to welcome you to NCC and Oshogbo Township on behalf of the General Manager, who is presently away on leave. I wish you a nice day here. And I want to really express my appreciation to management for the organization of this program.
The trainee engineers were divided into 6 badges and were taken through several courses, such as principles of power system operations, power system network configurations, among others.
Let's take a break for a message. Please stay tuned.
Do not build under transmission power lines for your safety and health. Electricity power lines and substations, either for power transmission or power distribution services, are extremely dangerous when exposed to direct human contact. These power lines and substations transmit electricity that lights up our homes and offices, power our computers, TVs, and refrigerators. On the other hand, the same electricity when exposed is extremely dangerous. It can shock, electrocute, and kill anyone on its way. That is why everyone must adopt safety measures whenever we use or are close to electricity facilities like power lines or substation or transformers. For the safety of the people and animals, governments all over the world have approved way leave or right-of-way of 50 meters for 330 kV power lines and 30 meters for 132 kV power lines, and for 33 kV lines the way leave is 15 meters. People are not expected to be found within this way leave or right-of-way for safety reasons. The lines can suddenly cut and fall to the ground with very disastrous consequences such as fire and electrocution of anybody and destruction of anything, be it vehicle, houses or vegetation on its line. It has also been established that power lines and substation emit electromagnetic fields, EMF, which is dangerous to human health. The World Health Organization, WHO, has warned that people who spend long hours under or close high-tension lines stand the risk of being affected by EMF and be vulnerable to cancer, leukemia in children, miscarriages among pregnant women, and other terrible diseases. It is therefore advisable not to build any structure or operate any business under or near any electricity high-tension lines or substations. TCN wants you to stay alive, stay safe, stay healthy, avoid power lines. This message is from the management of Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN.
You're still watching Power Wheel. As part of efforts to improve and stabilize power supply in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, the Transmission Company of Nigeria has embarked on a new transmission project tagged Abuja Feeding Scheme, funded by the French Development Agency. In this interview session, the project manager in charge of the project under the Project Implementation Unit PIU of TCN speaks on prospects of the scheme and its capacity and benefits to Abuja. Take a listen.
Welcome to our interview session. Today we have a guest. Please, madam, may we meet you?
I'm Engineer Mrs. J.N. Okemini of TCN, Project Implementation Unit, in charge of French Development Agency funded projects.
We heard that the Abuja feeding scheme is in your purview. Please, can you enlighten us on this project?
This project came upstream as a result of the loan granted to Federal Republic of Nigeria by the French Development Agency, a loan of 170 million US dollars, and the federal government to contribute 30 million US dollars, making it a $200 million project. The Abuja feeding scheme is basically targeted at improving the quality and stability of power supply into Abuja. Presently, we have two sources of supply into Abuja, two sources of 330 kV line supply into Abuja. One is the Shiroro Katankwe 330 kV line. The second one is the Geregu Ajokuta Gwagwalada 330 kV line. And this project is for the third supply into Abuja, which will come from Makurdi Jos 330 kV line through Lafia to New Apo in Abuja. This project in particular is a special project because this is the first time a donor agency is funding a greenfield project in Nigeria. Most of the donor-funded project has been on brownfield projects. So this particular one is a greenfield project. By greenfield project, we mean where the agency is funding a totally new substation project, line project, taking into consideration of the preparation tools that is required for us to come upstream with the project. But the brownfield project is mainly a reconductoring of an existing substation line or changing equipment in an already existing substation. Thank you.
So, madam, these projects, where are they going to be located in Abuja?
Yes, this project has 6 packages. The first package is the 330 kV line that will come from Lafia to New Apo, and the 132 kV lines that will move from the New Apo to Old Apo substation, and another leg that will move from the New Apo substation now to Lokogoma substation, and another leg that will move from that New Apo substation to Kuje substation, from Kuje to Lugbe substation. Basically, what we have in Abuja is what we are going to have in Abuja will be 2 number 330, 132, 33 kV substations. One is the New Apo substation, and the second one will be at Lugbe substation. And from the arrangement, the New Apo substation is going to be a mother station for this particular project.
Okay, madam, as a follow-up, what are the capacity of these stations?
Yes. For the New Apo, we are going to have 2 by 150 MVA on a 33 kV on a 330 kV voltage level, and 3 by 60 MVA on the 132 kV voltage level. In that same new APO, we are going to have a 9-number outgoing 33 kV feeders. This also is applicable in Lugbe substation. But in Wumba Lokogoma, we are going to have 2-number 60 MVA substation with a 6-number outgoing 33 kV feeders, which applies also to Kuje and to Gwarimpa that we are going to install. So on the average, we have a 3-number 132 33 kV substations in Abuja and 2-number 330 132 33 kV substations, all in Abuja.
Thank you. Now, Madam, let's look at how will this impact on the electricity supply in Abuja. Talking about all these projects you mentioned, the greenfield projects, how will it impact on the electricity supply in Abuja?
Yes, I want to bring it to your understanding that the 330 kV line supply that is coming from Lafia has a capacity of 918 megawatts power supply. And this gives room for an additional importation of electricity into Abuja. And when you look at it, we distributed this substation at load centers, targeting the cluster of customers we have around them. And in totality, I'm telling you that we have 39-number 33 kV outgoing feeders. I want you to understand that the 33 kV line feeder is our point of interface with the discos.
Having seen all the improvement in the capacity of transmission, especially here in Abuja, how will the AADC, talking about Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, be able to, factor into this project?
Presently, we have awarded the 330 kV and 132 kV lines to the contractor, to the EPC contractor, and the substations, the associated substations. In a couple of weeks, the contract will be signed. So we notify them so that they will understand our scope and now key in, because in all the 330, 132, 33 kV substations, the 2-number we have in Abuja, we are going to have 9 outgoing 33 kV feeders. Take for instance in New Apple, when you have 9 33 kV outgoing feeders, the Disco company understands what I'm talking about. That means it implies that they need to inject more of their 15 MVA power transformers to be able to take the power and distribute to their customers, which eventually will be the last mailbox for electricity distribution. For Wumba, that we have a 132 33 kV substation there, it will take care of, they need to inject more of the 15 MVA, that's 3311 kV substations around that Lokogoma axis to take care of the upcoming development that is massively coming into that axis. If you go to Kuje, we have another 6-number outgoing 33 kV feeders, which they will now use, plan and construct more of the injection substations they need to radiate the power that they are going to get from that point. knowing fully well that in those axes I've mentioned, majority of the customers is on 33 kV lines. So we have a lot of 33 kV 415 transformers, which at the end of the day makes the grid so unstable. So we will write them and notify them to please get ready for an investment on that arm of their networks. We also have a 9-number 33 kV outgoing feeders from Lugbe that will take care of the Lugbe down to City Gate and its environ. We have the Gwarimpa, an additional 6-number outgoing feeders in Gwarimpa substation that that will start constructing very soon. That will take care of the heavy development towards the housing estate on your left if you're going to Kubwa. You know, we already have a 13233 kV substation on that axis. So this one complements what we already have on ground. So with that, I believe that the DISCOs need to really brace up and ensure that they live up to their responsibilities, because the timeline for this project will not exceed 24 months. And at the end of 24 months, we want to achieve a 24-hour steady power supply 7 days in a week in Abuja.
Thank you very much, Madam. We have been speaking with engineer Mrs. Jane Okemidi, project manager in TCN. That has been our guest. We look forward to seeing you some other time. Thank you.
We inherited 800 containers for power equipment left in the port for 10 years. President Buhari gave us approval. We have recovered 690. It's some of those equipment that you are seeing now going to substations that these engineers are using to work. With the expansion now, additional feeders to serve communities like Egbe, Shasha, Okeafa, also the Lagos airport should see improved service.
We're bringing you more reports in the Power Flash segment. Please don't go away. We hope you had an exciting time with us on this edition. Power Wheel will come to you same time, same station next week. Do join us then. But before then, you can watch our episodes via our YouTube channel and as well reach us through these platforms showing on your screen. I am Chiwenwa Anyao. Bye for now.